so the preview was longer than expected, so let's honestly jump right into FL Studio, and as you can see, the BPM is 150. We are working in the key of F sharp minor. Now, if you are wanting to make those dark melodic melodies for artists such as Lil Baby or Lil Durk, you're obviously going to need some dark orchestral sounds. Now, the first bank that we use comes in from Kontakt, and this one is the 𝕊𝕋ℎ𝕀𝔹𝔼 Basic Pure preset, and the pattern that we're playing with this one, really simple. As you can see, we're going to start with the bass notes with this one. We start on F sharp, we go down to D, we end it on C sharp, before we actually go up to this E, D, C sharp yet again, just to, you know, end off the bass notes. The top melody, really simple, because when it comes to these sort of beats, you just want something really repetitive, but the bass notes make it actually sound like it's changing even though it's not. So all we're doing with this one is we just have this rhythm with this F sharp just playing over and over and over again. Then we just kind of found notes that work together. But if you have a look here, we're actually beginning with an F sharp minor triad. What I mean by that one is, as you can see, we have this F sharp, we have this A, and then we have this C sharp. Put them together, that is an F sharp minor. Now, all we did, just to kind of make it a little bit more dark, is we play with semitone steps yet again. As you can see, we go C sharp, D, D, down to C sharp. We do have this F sharp over here, which is just an octave above this one here. We're just, you know, playing the exact same thing over and over, just varying it with octaves. All that happens with that one, we copy and paste it over again and again and again and again, and we end up with a pattern that just sounds like so. As you can see, it's just really simplistic, really repetitive, but it actually gives a decent amount of emotion. Now, when it comes to these hard-hitting beats, as you can see with the velocity, they're all the way cranked up to the max, because you're making a hard beat. You're not making something, you know, for Broadway, for example, where you actually want it to sound a bit more human. With these ones, it's all about just making it as hard and as loud as possible, so we've bumped the velocity up with that one all the way. Going on to the effects with the piano, all we have is an EQ where we're getting rid of everything below 90 hertz, just to, you know, give room to the bass. The next element that comes in from Kontakt yet again, and this one is the Ethno World 6 Voices Barley Pad, and all we're doing with this one is a really simple pattern that bounces off the piano really nicely. And in context, it sounds like so. Now we have that there for the first part, but then for the second part, I wanted to kind of build a little bit more emotion with it. So we go into Kontakt yet again, and this time we actually open up the viola sustain from Sonoscore, the orchestra. All we're doing with this one is we're just playing really simple patterns where we go F sharp to E, C sharp, ending on the B. We copy and paste that one down an octave before we copy and paste the whole pattern over and just paste it over again. But in context, this is what the violins sound like. Going on to the effects with both the vocals and the violins, we've kept it really simple yet again. The vocals, we just have an EQ where we're getting rid of a lot of the low ends and just some of the high ends, just giving it its own frequency range. With the violins, the exact same thing. We're getting rid of a lot of the low end, keeping the high end because we do have actually some frequencies over here at the high treble range playing, and I didn't want to get rid of that. Going on to the next element, this one is the church bell, and all we're doing with this one is we are just playing the root note of the piano bass notes of what is playing. So to begin with, we have this F sharp, as you can see with the velocity, working its way down. We kind of give it a little bit of a natural delay. Same with this E, velocity is just working its way down. But in context, it sounds like so. Really simple. The effects with this one, we only have an EQ on it, but we're getting rid of a lot of the low end, just leaving room for the bass. Talking about the bass, let's go right to this one. This one is pattern 5, which actually comes in from a one shot from a kit of mine that I am making, and it literally just sounds like so. All we did is we just changed some of the parameters. As you can see, we changed this out knob just a little bit. We go over to this version of pre-computed effects. We've boosted a little bit. We've changed the EQ a little bit. We've just, done minor tweaks just to get it sounding, how we want it to sound. And the pattern that we are playing with this one is something really simple and sounds like so. Something really simple. The effects with this bass, we've kept it really simple because all we have is an EQ, getting rid of some of the high ends and just boosting the low ends just to make it hit just a little bit harder. Altogether, we end up with a pattern that sounds like so. But yeah, that is how you can easily make those dark orchestral samples for artists such as Lil Durk or Lil Baby inside of FL Studio. If you are new here, would greatly appreciate it if you do punch that subscribe button for me. While you're at it, you may as well flick that bell so you get notified every single time that I upload a video. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll catch you all next week for another video.